So how do you deal with a habitual liar who's almost hostile in the way in which he lies?
Well, it's a really difficult problem. I don't know if I have good answers for that. I guess one thing I think about is I would want to sit down with that kid and try to persuade him of the destructiveness of this behavior for him. Because what you can't do, you can never motivate kids to change because you don't like what they're doing.
Right.
They're not going to be motivated to do that. You might be able to motivate them to change if they're persuaded that what they're doing is destructive to them. So what I would try to do is in every way possible help persuade them that this is destructive. Now what's missing in that question is it's a person who professes faith in Christ. We don't know the answer to that as we sit here. If it's a person who professes faith in Christ, then you've got clear places to go with that. One of the places I would go is read that Ephesians 4 passage and say, okay, the first thing in this list after Paul says you've come to know Christ, you've been changed by Christ, so you're not going to walk according to the way of the Gentiles anymore. You've heard, you've learned in Christ to put off the old man, put on the new man, which is renewed in Christ. The first thing that's said after that is don't lie. Mm-hmm. Why does he start there? Well, it's such a powerful statement. I mean, integrity, truth-telling is so powerful and so important. So and liberating, for sure. So if it's a kid that professes faith in Christ, I'm going to go to that passage with him, and I want to help him to see how that because the gospel works inside out. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work outside in. So you don't just come in, you got to fix this line. This line's making me sick. I can't stand it. It makes me crazy. You got to help this child be motivated internally, because that's what the gospel does. The gospel changes us internally to be and empowers us to be people that don't tell lies anymore. So I think that's where I want to go if the child is a Christian. If he's not a Christian, I want to just persuade him on the basis of common grace that this is destructive behavior for him. It's not good for him to be a person who cannot be trusted.